Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm AmandaMuse, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a reaction to a video about motherhood. This is either the first or the second video in this new series I'm starting on my channel. I thought, you know what? There's so much going on in the world. There's a lot of heavy feelings. And I've been sharing my love about Malaysia and reacting to some really amazing content from that side of the world. But my other love, well, I have a few loves, but my other love is motherhood. I thought it would be kind of fun to share some videos that bring me joy, make me think, little food for thought, make us laugh, make us cry, who knows? And there's a lot of great content out there on YouTube, and I thought we could share it together. If you're new, I would love it if you would stick around and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I put out a few videos a week, between 3 and 4. I love sharing with you guys. I'm also a podcast host, and I'm on Instagram, and I do all the things, and I'd love it if you stuck around. In today's video, we are going to be reacting to Reese Witherspoon's advice on motherhood. She is just like this sparkly, sunshiny human, and she's been a mom for quite some time. She's got like young adult children, if I'm not mistaken, and I thought it'd be kind of neat to hear her experience on motherhood, being that she's out of the baby stage now. I'm always looking forward to see what mothers and women are doing as their children get older, because we love and we are obsessed with youth and babies and those early stages, but like, hey, kids get older, what happens next? Am I right? So let's watch this video together and see what we think.
What should we talk about today? Should we talk about my hat? Okay. We're not going to talk about my hat anymore. Let's talk about motherhood. Should we talk about motherhood? Should we talk about divorce? Should we talk about health and fitness?
All of it? That'd be great.
I asked you guys what you wanted to talk about. You really wanted to talk about motherhood. So I've been a mom since 1999. 1999. And I got pregnant when I was 22. I delivered when I was 23. And to be totally honest, it was scary. I was scared. I didn't know what it was going to do to my job or my career. Your entire life will change. Everything. Everything you believe, every piece of food you eat, every piece of independence you have. You can't go out without thinking about another person. You can't go get your groceries without thinking about another person. You don't think about whether you're cold or hot. You think about your kid and whether they're cold or hot. You don't sleep anymore. Now these are all the things that happen in the beginning. So that's kind of like the beginning of being a mom. And then it just evolves from there. But I find having little kids is more physical and it's just really hard on your body. So I am glad that I had kids kind of young. I had one at 23, one at 27, and then again at 37. And oh my God, having the baby at 37 was so much harder.
Tell me, if you have children, how old were you when you had them? Comment below. Let me know how old you were, because I was 27 with Esme and then 29 with Jack, and I turned 30 just after he was born. I felt great. Like, pregnancy wasn't the easiest for me. I put on a lot of weight. I had some pregnancy anxiety that I didn't know was pregnancy anxiety because people didn't really talk about that 8 years ago. So that was like new to me. But she's so right. Everything she just said, I like start to sweat a little. In the early days, she's right. No food is just yours. I remember like I had the pillows propped so I could breastfeed and eat my dinner, because these girls were a lot bigger. But at the same time, how many times did I drop food on my breastfeeding child's head and just like scoop it back in my mouth? We were even laughing the other day that, because we traveled a bunch with the kids when they were small, there were times where we would have to like pre-chew their food at restaurants, which is so gross to think about now. But this is the stuff you do in those early days of parenting. And also, I forgot how young she was with her first. 22, I think, is very young. My mom was 22 when she had me. I just find that terribly young. But very interesting what she was saying is how much harder it is to have a baby when she was 37. So I'd be curious to know, did you experience something similar like that? Did you have a bigger age gap between your kids?
It's just me being real. Like, everybody's life experience, you have to do when it's right for you. If that's something you want, totally fine. If you don't want kids, that's actually, I love it when people make that decision because they're being so honest, and so much of society doesn't accept the idea that there's just different ways to do things, and if you don't want to be a mom, that's totally fine. I have a lot of friends who aren't moms, and they are so happy because they've chosen the life that's best for themselves. So that said, this is just...
Yes, praise hands. that I feel the same. I recently had a podcast guest and we spoke about that, choosing to become a mother, because not everybody's life experience is a choice. Some things happen and that's completely different. But in a situation where you're choosing to have kids, if you choose not to have them, we need to back off as society, let people do what they want, because if it's something you're excited about and that's a role you want to take on, you will likely be pretty committed to doing a good job. So I completely agree with what she just said.
Conversation about, what does it mean to be a mom? How do you balance those things? I had sort of an unconventional career, so I didn't have to be in an office. Those are all things that you have to consider. How much money it costs to have a kid? It costs a lot of money. And support system. I had my first kid, Ava. When my mom didn't live in the same town as me, I don't have any sisters. I really didn't know anybody because I was really young. I just moved to Los Angeles. So I really depended on this group of women that were amazing. I joined a yoga group of women, literally just randomly found it on the internet, and they have been some of my greatest supporters. So they would...
Must pause. Oh my God, my mommy group. I have never related to another person more when they spoke about their start to motherhood. Your support system, mine was non-existent, really, because I hadn't met anyone yet when I had Esme. If you're new, I had my children while living in Malaysia. My husband is a pilot, and we're both from Canada, but we moved to Malaysia for a job opportunity for Dean, and we had our kids there. So all fine and dandy until you bring said babies home and you have no support system, you have no parents, you have no friends to help you, especially because we just don't know how motherhood's gonna go at the start. A lot of people experience postpartum depression. I had a case of the blues a little bit, but nothing that serious. But it can be very debilitating, and having people who are able to help you is huge. Now, by the time we had Jack, I had built a network of women, like she's saying, from her yoga class. Mine was from an expat group, and we were all having babies around the same time, and I love those women so much. I've spoken about them so many times, but it was just, they were everything during those early days, and I feel that big time.
Preschools to look at, they would tell me when I needed to get vaccinations, and they would tell me just everything. To this day, I'll say to them, hold on, when are the kids supposed to be applying for college? And I call them, Reese, you're supposed to do it this year. I really depend on the kindness and the support of my mom friends. Shout out mom friends. I think beyond money, beyond being ready in your career, in your life, it's really about, is your support system good? Is your family structure good? Have you talked about it with your partner? Or have you thought about it, logistically, how am I going to make this work? I hope this is helpful. These are the things that a lot of people ask me about. And I also say, if you want to be a mom and that's important to you, you should have every right to do that, and don't put it off because of all the things that seem like a barrier. You're going to figure it out. I figured it out. You're going to figure it out. Your mother figured it out, your grandma figured it out. There's incredible resources that you can use to help figure it out. And whatever your motherhood journey is, I wish you luck on it, and love, and light, and success, and happiness. Being a mom is really great. It's a big part of my life. I would say it's the biggest part of my life, is being a mom to my 3 kids who just love you guys. Love my kids.
Me too, I love my kids. What a nice message. So hopeful, so encouraging. All of it is so true. And I mean, in such a short video, you're not about to dive into the hard moments, but she definitely addresses it. Those early days, I mean, the beautiful thing is they don't last forever, but that was something I wish I had known more with my first, that I struggled. I remember waking up every day and just looking at Dean and being like, oh, I only slept for 1 hour. I only slept for 2 hours. And I was so overwhelmed with how little sleep I was getting, how much I was breastfeeding. I just didn't get it. I didn't get that this would pass and I would move to a new chapter, and that too would pass, and it would keep passing. So with your first, that was a big deal, is that I felt like with the second, why it was so much easier in some ways is because I knew that those phases, those stages would be gone soon. So there was a bittersweet experience happening there because I did recognize that I couldn't keep them that little forever. And now they're 6 and 8, and it's a whole different ball game. It's different challenges, different types of exhaustion, but also different joys. And each stage brings something new and delicious. How important your support group is with your friends, but also if motherhood is something that you want, because it's not for everybody, but if you want it, worrying if you're ever going to be ready is a worry that is futile, because you're never really ready, for one. There are certain things you can have in place to help a little, but really, you're never really quite ready. And when you do get to that point, if you're lucky enough to have children and that's what you want, you will figure it out, because you have no choice but to figure it out. If anything, becoming a mother really gave me the confidence to recognize that one foot in front of the other, you can't help but just do the work. You have to do the job that's before you, especially as a mom. Baby's dirty, you gotta clean him, you gotta feed him, you gotta do all the things and love him and squish him and smoosh their little faces, you know what I mean? Love this video. I hope you did too. Let me know what you thought about this video. If there's any videos you'd like me to check out, other creators, doesn't have to be celebrities, I'd love to do it. Leave some comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you might like this video where I react to my latest love of Malaysia. Check it out there. And down here is the latest weekly vlog. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.